members are there for both teams now. Rolling towards the space. The wall has come out. And what a wonderful start. But Cyclops steals it away.
Cyclops steals it away indeed, Pseudo. And now they will have to fall back. I don't think there's enough firepower for MYA to take this fight. IDNS, they are smart. They want to go in for the turtle and then they said, you know what? Take the fight. It's okay. We're going to back away.
Must be a huge blow to MYA to lose it to a Cyclops of all people.
How many members did they commit for that turtle? That's the thing. And you're going to cost the economy.
Yeah, we're going to see Facebook gets silent. Harley does get thrown out. The drop wall is there. The turnaround might be good enough. Yeah, we're going to see the LY4 is there. Angela is on him. The silence goes through. The Angela might be the other one. 3-1. Lesnar is still alive. Solos now dealing damage. It's 3-0. All the kills are on him. Exactly what they needed. So maybe all is not lost and all of it was not in vain.
Even though without the turtle, they still are able to get some compensation from the kills of the heroes in IDNS. And IDNS, they have to fall back a bit and try not to be over-aggressive. I thought they weren't going to be able to take the fight, but they continued with the fight. And it kind of cost them that team engagement.
The grab wall I thought was going to be trapping them in. In fact, it was setting up the trap for the enemy team because the ultimate was really good to be dashing forward.
True indeed. You can see IDNS continuing with the 1-1-3 strategy, and Angela, Minotaur, and of course Hellcat coming in at the right time to support one another. I really, really do admire and envy IDNS lineup. They are so in sync. Perfect. Of course, they do lose some team fights, but this is a very less...
Back in the mid lane, we're going to see that stun goes out. And we're going to see that Lancelot will go in. It looks like he will be able to come out. WQXD does manage to juke it all away, and MYA does not find a successful gang.
And the rest of the members are at the south side, trying to fight with one another, and Singh will be the first to get engaged, but Shadow
had an amazing shield up. Oh my word, that stopped so much damage coming through.
And I do love the grot wall, but it kind of like stops the team fight. I'm not sure why MYA did that. They should have taken the team fight for themselves after reusing their resources. Too easy for
Lolita charging up her ultimate. Turtle does get secured by IDAS SG, but the wall goes out. Shadow will get blown up. Way too far ahead. Alpha and Split pushing at the bottom, but can they buy enough time for him to get one of the more permanent objectives across the map?
Cyclops and Minotaur now going downwards to their respective lanes, and oh my goodness, Alpha could not take the turret. It's a loss.
It's just at a Hasbro way, so is it at top, so it will be easy for them to be securing it. Angela did use her ultimate to jump into Cyclops to move across the map, so it is going to be two of them back up at top. The top tower will fall if anybody does leave that lane. So we can say that that's pretty much for certain. Back in the mid lane, we're going to see a WQXD and Solos battling it out. The jukes will be there. The hand forward will go through. But will it be enough? Juking all the way back into the river. Then we're going to see WQXD. You're in enemy territory.
Oh my goodness, he is behind enemy lines. And what did he even use the Slayer for? Does he want to give the creeps a chance to kill him? And he's going to juke away again. What is going on?
Another juke.
Good jukes, but in the end, you got caught.
Unfortunately, one too many jumps ahead.
You know the Malay saying, sepandai-pandai tupai
as much as a squirrel knows how to jump, he will fall down eventually.
And that is Harley. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the 6th minute. Mr. V stuck there. Oh, a nice timing of the flicker. If the flicker did not came on time, the rock wall will actually fulfill.
Even though Angela was there to save him, it might not be enough. The top turret does get removed by King Zeus. This is that Roger farming it up. He is now 3,600 gold, which is even ahead of Lancelot. Mr. Wee might get taken down here. Angela will dissuade them with WQXD's presence.
And even though Minotaur, like, compared to the rest of the tank, he's not so supreme, but again, with the healing effectiveness, and he's able to sustain damage from time to time.
WQXD does get stunned out here. It might just be enough this time around. The doctor will be dead. And here we're going to see Solos popping off. Jason is the next one, and Lolita is charging up. WQXD will get taken down. Jason is the last one. It is a double kill. Still going for more.
Mr. V, he's the last one to run the turtle, and the turret cannot save you this time. Solos will get a triple kill before Minotaur ends his life.
And that was 4 members falling to the side.
And that was worth it because you can see Alpha at the bottom lane just farming away.
And now they might just be able to get Lord off this. They do have enough damage. Correct. It is a Roger that is there. However, with Alpha's help, it should be a little bit quicker. They do decide they do not want to take the risk.
I think it's a good gamble.
WQXD just spots it and jumps away.
But
Facebook might get caught out here. The silence and the lockdown from Angela will be through. He does jump back. It might just be enough. Jason barely survives by the skin of his teeth.
So close, and if his teammates were to help him, I think they could have taken a trade kill from their side.
But it may have gotten sideways, and then Lord would have gone to IDNS side. So good discipline saying, no, we don't want to take that advantage. It's a little bit too risky for us.
We are even below the 10-minute mark, and so much action pack going onwards already. MYA getting 3 turrets on, even though IDNS haven't had a single one from MYA, which is a bit surprising, shocking. But then again, MYA putting a lot of pressure onto IDNS, as they will have to be careful because IDNS
also coming in from the side does not find the right targets.
They are not pushovers in this round. See the middle lane already. Solos managed to spot out Mr. V onto his Minotaur. It's just gonna slice and dice a bit and waiting for the rest of the moment. Hellcat is away from his team though. This is a bit...
Hellcat's trying to find assassination of the people that are on the side. Shadows does get knocked out by Minotaur, but not the right target. Really tanky. And the team decides not to go in for that. And Alpha is still farming. Mr. V is caught up, but he's also so very tanky. There's an angry bull that's charging out his rage bar.
And even though the Grok did not do much damage, but hey, he's able to use the rage bar to use his resources. And what is going on?
That was Lancelot and Roger that was there. So King, Ziz, and Solos that does take away WQXP.
And more aggression coming out.
Stops them from pre-engaging. Even the wall turns on them.
A bad wall indeed. But fortunately, they still get 1 kill off of that. And it's time for MYA to strike back. Solos, perhaps trying to bait the Lord.
They're going to Jason. Jason does get caught out. The wall does get thrown, but Jason still will survive. Flicker is down.
And Mr. V
is there. 4
in.
members will be collapsing onto it. Sing is there. They are being grouped up. It might not be enough. Angela does. Is forced to use the ultimate. The silence will go through. Mr. V is locked out. We're going to see a perfect ultimate. It is knocked away by Minotaur.
What is going on? Minotaur at the right time, he uses his ultimate and managed to end Alpha's life. However, MYA, they are in the hunt for blood. They managed to catch down the Cyclops, the ever sneaky peeky like Cyclops, and WQXD is in trouble as well. King Z coming in and slaying down the Harley.
Right now, King Ziz has the most amount of gold on their team at 7,100, even ahead of the Lancelot. This is simply because he was allowed to farm for such a long time alone in the top lane.
And we all know how
how fast he's going down. It's just the 2 of them. And Roger is happily life-stealing away, making sure that he is perfectly A-okay. I do like the fact that Grok is all the way in the enemy jungle, turning them away. 4,000 gold lead now for MYA.
And this is why Roger is brought in a sense that his second skill when he turns the werewolf, he lifesteals a lot, it causes a lot of damage, and he can even solo Lord if he wants to.
Yes, he can, even with the Lord rework.
Yep. Wow. 11 minutes and 20 seconds in the game. MYA leading by a decent amount of 4,000 gold and an extra 5 kills in their hand. Oh, and Minotaur.
Well, this is once again an overextension. There's no need to be there. You could have been with Lord. And he shouted in the comments is saying, IDNS, wake up!
IDNS, they do have to wake up.
Look at the wonderful ultimate. There's 4 members that get caught out here. WQXD will be taken down. What an amazing setup by them.
And Minotaur running for his dear life. Unfortunately, will have to go down the heads of a triple kill. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't love this, you don't love MLBB action. And MYA just storming to the front.
Over the very end of it. MYA is fighting each other back. The Lord is at half health.
Yes, he wants more blood, ladies and gentlemen. Solos, what are you doing? This can't be simple. You are not MVP. And MYA getting game 2, Pseudo.
Oh
my God. Yeah, I was waiting for you to finish, but yeah, Faraz, give me the right time.
Come on, man.
It was the perfect time for Faraz to come in.
Dude, this was a crazy game, man.
It was the perfect play at the very end. I never seen anything like that. I think the Lord was the big factor.
Yep.
It kind of like absorbed all the resources already.
Right.
And when, you know, when Lolita just came in with the hammer,
Oh,
it was
perfect.
Was such a good setup for the team.
Artistic move.
But can I ask you guys for a favor? Can we move back to the beginning of the game? I just want to talk about this because we're going to be jumping into the highlights very soon. But before we do, the best part is every single mistake MY made in the last game, they fixed it in this game. The best example I can give you where Facebook was caught and the rest didn't help him out because you mentioned it yourself. If they died, they would have, IDNS would have taken Lord. Yes. Whereas the last time, they would just jump in at every advantage they had. Every time they had a chance to kill, they would jump in and they would die instead. This time around, they were not so quick to make judgments.
Is it a pattern of MYA where they need to lose the first game to really get that wake-up call and say, you know what, no, we need to take this a little bit more seriously? Or do they just need Roger? Roger was left farming for such a long time. And he had more gold than Lancelot.
It's also the fact that I love Soloz's Lancelot compared to his Gushen. I prefer his Lancelot compared to his Gushen. We are into the...
there were so many good plays that Lancelot made, so many good decisions. And this was an amazing wall that does get thrown up here.
Oh my goodness.
It looked like a death pit, and then it actually was a death pit for IDS SG. The setup was great on the other side. And you do manage to get, you know, this was the early setup. This is 3 kills that went over to Lancelot.
It was a bit weird where the Grot Wall wanted to block his own teammate, but yeah, it was a bait eventually. And MYA won that fight. Look at that, how much aggression that he come out. And I really like this Lancelot. This Lancelot is somewhat on point in terms of finishing off the opponents.
Look at this one. Look at this. Under the turret, beautiful stun coming in. And correct me if I'm wrong, Solos, Lancelot, or Gushen, which one do you prefer?
Either equally good,
But stat man, you care about stats. Lancelot's been better.
Yes, stats are equal.
He's very comfortable. Okay, here's the thing. He's very comfortable. He's very versatile in both heroes. And even you give him Martis, he could even do wonders with it. So he's more towards that high damaging output. And he knows his role. His role is to A, finish off the enemies, and B, clear out the troops and get for the victory over there.
Right, and you see all these highlights, every single one of them in favor of MYA. Just beautiful play, even by Too Easy for Jeff. His grok is just on point. Oh, this is the one that you were talking about, right?
This is the artistic play, man.
The setup was so good. And on top of it, you really have to look at Shadow instantly putting up the shield in the right direction to prevent any potential damage that Harley was even going to be imparting onto them. So there was almost little, there's almost little to nothing that IDS could have done to stop it all.
And I really love Solos going in, just charging forward. He knows that he has his teammates and the lot in hand. He said, you know what, let's do it. I'm fearless. I'm going to get kills. I can burst them out. That's what he did.
The question is now, can they repeat their performance? Because they lost, you know, I would say badly in the first game.
Correct.
In the second game, IDS SG lost quite badly as well. How will the third game go?
Okay, if you want to compare stats, right? You have yours, I have mine.
All right.
IDNS definitely won better, if you get what I mean. They won faster with more goal difference. However, I can say MY was as confident in the second game. Yes, they took longer, but it could have just been because of the draft.
I just want to ask as well, is it the drafting that, you know, first pick and the second pick? Correct.
We talked about them being able to stall out the game for Roger to come online.
Right.
He was left alone. I mean, you mentioned he's the third time now already. And it is all this extra time, the breathing space that he got, which enabled him to be here. So yes, you expect the games to be longer. Around the 12-minute mark, yesterday's games when MYA beat AirAsia SAIYAN, it was also around 20-minute marks and exactly 12 minutes and 12 seconds.
Wow.
So we have the windows of time. Exactly. We know when the power spikes are coming through.
That's right.
We know what to expect from them to happen.
Now, my question for you is, going into this last game, which is going to decide if the winner will move on to the grand finals or the loser will go down to lower brackets, I just want to ask you one question. So we talked about how the Roger is very effective. We talked about the Lancelot and everything. But in these cases, where it's the last game, it's the deciding game, do you want to go with the same draft? Now, IDNS knows what you're going to do, knows that Roger is going to move on.
It really comes down to if IDNS is willing to ban out Roger, for instance. Because if they don't ban it away, use it. It's been working.
Correct.
So if IDNS doesn't do it, it's completely on their side that they failed out drafting.
Yes. And you know, even the Roger is an out of respect ban, but when you think in calculation, you're going to let out a lot of heroes, the other heroes that has been
so if you get first ban, right?
Yeah.
If you ban out the Roger, then what if MY doesn't ban the Mortis? The Mortis slips out again.
But then the thing is, right, so they're making an equal trade, an equal gamble. They maybe might get Mortis for a Roger. So we're trying to look for an early game, advantage versus a late game. Can they close it out? Air Asia Saiyan tried to do that yesterday. They went in for triple assassin and still failed to execute.
Correct.
So does IDNS feel more confident?
I have no idea, man.
I
have no idea.
The numbers really are equal when it comes up to both of them.
This is where
However, Sync had a horrific game. 0-3-3.
With the Cyclops.
With the Cyclops.
Whereas the previous one was 3-1-10.
It's going to affect their KDAs for sure.
That's for sure. We also saw that Sync in the previous matches against MYA3 went 7-2-8 on the Cyclops.
Wow.
So this time around,
and a 6-6-13 when they went up against Tyrants. So what was seemingly one of its more comfortable and better performing champions did not perform this time around.
I think this is the only game that I'm really thinking hard. What can IDNS do?
This was the only game?
No, like the draft. Not just about the game, but the draft itself. I really don't know what they can go with the picks and bans. I really have no idea.
Can we talk about the alpha? Like, I don't feel like it's being that productive.
Alpha was 0-3-7.
He wasn't the most showy, but certainly did have a large impact.
Okay.
He was able to split push. He was able to take disadvantages, fights like 2v1, and still buy time for the team.
Because I was talking to you before the start of the game, we were saying that if Alpha did perform, then I chose MYA as my pick. So does he perform? Yep.
I would agree with him.
Alpha
whereas
his role.
not flashy, but
not
you
flashy,
know.
but you don't need 5 stars in the team.
Correct.
You just need to form a nice constellation.
Okay, so I actually have a question regarding that. Let's say you guys mentioned the fact that first game, IDNSSG managed to win better. I mentioned that myself. Like, they went one step at a time. And you guys had told me also that MY did not really have a chance to come back in the first game. This game, however, I feel like IDNSSG could come back. They still were pretty strong early game, right?
Yep.
So what can the Alpha be swapped with to give better performance to MY to close the game faster? Because we mentioned this game took longer than the first one where IDNS closed it. So what would be a good swap and replacement for the Alpha?
Good question.
I would go for Lapu Lapu because he can stun, he can disable, and then the rest of the team could follow up.
Yeah, but Alpha is tankier.
Yes, correct.
And enough of a distraction that you need to send multiple members in, not just one.
Yeah, that is true. And the Lapu Lapu performance in the first game, 2-3-0, it was pretty good though. Facebook on the Lapu Lapu, even though they were losing, it was still not that bad. Because I remember Lapu Lapu was focusing on the Harley in the first game. And he managed to pick up 2 kills. So it's not that bad. But again, you mentioned yourself that, Alpha would be tankier.
Yeah.
So I honestly, like I said, this is one of the hardest games for me to focus when it comes to drafting. What kind of picks, what kind of bans can we take? What are you guys doing with your hairs? Is it fine? Is it fine? Is mine fine? Okay.
Yay.
Let me know in the comments, all right? Yeah. Third game, guys. Once again, third game. Now, before we get into anything else, I feel like we're going to be jumping very soon.
I want to talk about the storylines because it's coming down to the wire here. MYA will either come up victorious and be known as Kingslayers.
Yep.
I'm giving them the title anyhow.
Okay.
That's a nice title. I like it.
That's a pretty good title.
Correct.
Or IDNS will come back, but this is the first bump in the road already that you're facing.
Yep.
And it sort of brings up the question, if IDNS is that strong, how are they finding difficulty in going up against MYA, and what will their performance be like in the grand finals?
Why are you asking me all these hard questions, man? Ask KBC.
I'm asking both of you guys.
KBC, I want to hear it from you first.
I have to see what's going on first because I don't have that storyline on. Yep. I do believe that in the finals, which I predicted, in my own opinion,
yep.
MYA will definitely meet up with IDNS again for the grand finals. But
Wait, so you're saying SAIYAN has no chance in your predictions?
Not really.
Wait,
We'll
you're
still
lucky
have
like
to
the
see from
huge
the
SAIYAN
drafting.
crowd isn't here.
There's still a drafting inside here which kind of alters up one another. So nope, still. But in again,
it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what, KBC? I know you want to take your time to think about this. You know what? We are going to be getting into the game draft soon, so it's all right. You take your time. After this game, maybe you can tell us how you feel about it, all right?
Okay.
And as we get into the game draft, it's going to be once again the last game between both of these teams. Very strong, standing up here, IDNS and MYA. Which one of them is going to take this one? I don't know. Really?
I don't know. What does the crowd feel about it?
Well, let's see, guys. How many of MYA fans do we have over here, huh? Uh-oh. It's getting bigger and bigger. What about IDNS SG?
The enemy is found.
Oh, yeah.
They just want a good game. It doesn't really matter who wins.
I'm going to see the drafting first before we make a
Fanny
decision.
gets removed once again.
Out of respect of solos.
This is
We
not...
all know solos.
Yeah, this
Fanny's
is not
my good.
unexpected.
Your
Karina
team
comes
is
through
banned.
one more time to the bans.
Well, they don't want it to go to LY4.
Yeah.
So will Martis be open again?
I hope not, because if IDNS goes on that Martis, we know what happened in the first game.
Roger Ben. No, it's Angela. So MYA
So-
still has a chance to take it. Unless she steals it away from them.
No. Ban Martis. Okay, thank you.
All right, okay.
Thank you. You
Thank you.
don't want IDNS taking that Martis
So
because
now LY4 picks Lancelot?
if they take it
Or
away,
Gushing.
I prefer.
Yep.
See, that's the thing. I feel like Sonos is a lot more comfortable on the Lancelot, in my personal opinion, based on the stats. But again, like Gushin is open, so I'm probably going with Gushin right now.
So
on the
Gush and Hellcut.
Yeah.
most probably.
Or they could replace tank.
They could want to go in for attacking instead here. They could want to prioritize Lolita as well.
Or Grom.
For too easy, yeah, too easy.
That's true. Grok might be a one.
Oh.
They want to take it away from IDS SG.
And Slurping from there.
But coming in,
Okay, this is on fire. Taking double tanks as to start it off. So much for the triple assassin.
Yeah.
That's all.
This
They're moving
means-
away. Now we're going to see the tanks are more important.
this just means that, you know, MY wants to make sure they have full protection when it comes to the three other heroes that are going to be picked after this. Now, if on the other side, IDNS goes with a Johnson, I'll be very happy. I want to see Mr. V on the Johnson, and it is going to be locked in. A lot of drive-in going around, and Gushin as well.
I think MYA is just playing comfort picks at this point.
Yep.
They don't care about the meta specifically. Gushin and Lancelot were given away. And are we going to see the Roger come back?
Well, at this point, do you think... Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Comfortable picks. Like what's
Exactly. That is pure comfortable picks. Like, whatever, we've seen them play good.
It has worked for them multiple times now. No reason to change it up.
That's definitely true. But going up against a team... Oh.
Yes, good evolution from IDNA's side. We are knowing that, you know, the team fights are going a little bit longer. It's not just based on assassins.
To be able to
so
sustain,
having a
right?
healer is good.
Yep.
Rafaela has also been huge for them. But Estes is this time being picked.
Ooh, Estes and Harley. This is going to be good because Estes being able to sustain the
Yeah,
team fights for
correct.
both for the team. And, you know...
I prefer this. Hayabusa is there. We'll be able to go into the side lanes and to solo out King Ziz. It is not going to be that easy. They do realize what caused them, you know, the loss, what was the winning factor for MYA, and they have an answer for it. Alpha being the last one to round it up, I guess they feel
comfortable with the Alpha as well.
It
It
Like,
feels like a mirror
End of-
match already from there. Like, I mean, for IMYA, their mirror lineup.
the
but
only Lancelot
IDNS
is taken away, though.
Yep, correct.
But I do have to say, even though I think MY is really comfortable with the picks, IDNS as she really looks strong with that draft. Like, overly, on paper, once again, it looks super duper strong.
I mean, Estes-wise, he can really support, he can do overhealing as well, which, you know, sustain them in, like, what should I say, longer fights, which kind of makes it much more balanced.
That's
because you want a balanced team to come in aboard,
Yep.
and whether in the early, mid, or late phase of the game, you can dominate from time to time.
okay, KBC, based on the draft, which you prefer?
I
Because the chat is going crazy saying IDNS will win. I don't know if it's that close.
I prefer IDNS's draft, but I think MY is going to win.
All right.
Same.
The same as well. We'll see, can MY take it and be known as the King Slayers? They will be starting on the red side. And on the blue corner, it's going to be IDNS SG hoping to be the reigning champions of Singapore.
And the top
Ta-da!
side.
We'll come out on the top side from our
Da-da-da-da.
perspective.
Oh my goodness, early engagements already. In just 30 seconds, guys, you gotta chill on that because Solos is already down to at least 60% of health and they want to steal the buffs.
I mean, so far the events have been working. Jason will be forced to move back here. The slowing field is down, so the zoning can start, but will there be enough follow-up damage initially? It does get zonen away. There's going to be a song out there. Mr. C will be taken down. The Verify is good.
Wow, what an engagement here. Even though Lolita is so low here, Zink might want to find blood in order for revenge. However, Gushin comes in with the revenge kill.
They were forced to flicker away, so it is 1-to-1. The buff does get stolen. And now Solon might be the next one to fall down. Great adaptation by Zingzi. And unfortunately, here you see MYA not respecting the opponents enough, still staying in lane, even though you are so very low on health.
It's a bit kind of a disappointment that MYA did not run away as fast as possible because they know that INS will be there to counter them according to a lot of plays that we have seen in their previous matches. But I think they take that a bit lightly, too lightly, and they have to pay the cost of it.
They certainly paid the cost of that, aggression. Now we see 1,000 gold lead ahead for INS SG just simply because they lost out so much gold in that mid lane. Oh, good silence and interrupt there.
This matchup, here Lancelot has the upper advantage. If Hellcat were to fail to silence him at the right time, IDNS now just farming into jungle creeps and they will have first insight. Both teams actually, they have sight of the turtle spawning in front of their eyes.
Jason is already starting to heal up here. The stun will not come through. But if fighting might be enough, the silence is there. Solos will get taken down very low. Here we're going to see the Hayabusa comes in as well. We'll be able to hightail it out of there. Solos went in for the play and will be able to escape with his life this time around. Might he be so lucky the next time?
It's not. It's not going to be that easy because IDNS, they don't just let mistakes go to that very often.
Here we're going to see the goal lead is still 1,000 ahead for IDNS SG side with only one kill. Towers have not started taking a lot of damage yet, so the game is still relatively equal. As Turtle does get started off by IDNS SG.
And MYA already found out that the opponents are just taking the turtle. They're trying to do their very best. Hopefully can get a turtle steal, but then they need a follow-up. That ground wall comes in at the right time. What a play by Too Easy for Demi, but unfortunately, Gushin comes in with the turtle kill, and MYA has to run away back to their base. What a play actually, that Grog Wall.
The Grog Wall was good. Unfortunately, here what you're going to see is that Assess did such an amazing job healing up, making sure that everybody was sustaining within the fight.
And Gush is a mage, so
Gush is a mage.
Rage.
Here we're going to see that invade down in the bottom lane as well. Facebook is forced to flicker away to safety as WQXG will be happy to return back to lane and continue farming. They are 3,000 ahead now. And only a 3-minute mark.
Oh, wow. 3,000 gold lead. And the will spawn again once at the top side. It's not consistently that they will stay at the same side. Sometimes they will spawn on the bottom side. So it's just the early advantage. But I can see that if IMYA actually plays this really well, if they are able to shut down Discussion and the rest of the members early on, they can steal the turtle.
The start of the LY4, it looks like this will go all the way in. He does not have the right items yet. This is such an over-aggressive move and does get severely punished for it. That I completely disagree with that play.
It is not good as the rest of MYA will have the start of the fight, but then Lolita comes in with the stun. However, Gushin is able to take off from the angle, and Hayabusa at the mid lane, the bottom lane, will farm out the lanes instead.
Here, IDNS SG knowing how to do it. They are forcing the early game fights, and unfortunately, MYA is completely falling into their game plan. They are so busy waiting for the later stages of the game. Wait till the mid game when the stats is weaker. Why are they doing this?
It's like the reminiscence of the game one. They're doing a lot of mistakes. They're gambling in things that they shouldn't take already.
They're being a little bit too bloodthirsty. They want to be so much more dominant.
I know.
Now you're going to see Kingsley will be focused down multiple times just to make sure that he does not reach that late game stage.
Oh no, look at that domination. Lancelot with a mega kill in the help of IDNS, and they will take the turret down. Facebook, what are you doing, Facebook? You're not supposed to be there as IDNS smash and dashing into solos and Facebook instantly. Pseudo, this is the mistakes that we talk about. We hope
over and over again.
I know,
they're
but
making the same mistake.
Yes. Is this a little too late? Again, too easy for JetB, wanting to scout around, but it's a little too late. You already know that it isn't the time. You are supposed to fall back, perhaps relax or recuperate before coming in again. But
they have twice the amount of goal as the enemy before the 6-minute mark.
This is just too much. I'm feeling a bit flabbergasted here. And a bit speechless because, you know, MYA, they can have this game if they don't do too many mistakes. But IDNS, they are not a team that, you know what, you do mistakes, I'll let you go. No, they capitalize on that.
Well, with that being said, if MYA can drag it on for another 7 minutes or so, they can have a chance to come back.
Correct. By looking at the map control, Pseudo, IDNS is everywhere. 70% of the map is in their control, and a kill coming in for Mr. V.
In base. Helcott being so far out. What are you doing there?
No, this isn't fair. IDNS, you guys are obliterating the opposite team. Another turret comes down.
What is Helcott still doing out of your base?
I have no idea, and they are going to go end again. Is this the end of MYA?
First Jason will get taken down here, doesn't pick up forward.
And now
still there.
Reply to that.
You lose one tower base. Well, they do better get a defense. You do get now one tower finally up there.
Yes. But this tower trading is not worth it because you and your defense, you're going to let super minions come in and, you know, you are just opening up lanes.
Okay, looking at it objectively, it worked out for them, but it could have ended disastrously.
Yes.
They did manage to defend.
But what happens if they don't defend?
If Helcott, yeah, they would have lost it. It was a gamble. But if Helcott was there and Helcott died, they would have ended the game.
Mr. V driving around with the grab car, with the sirens on. He's wanting to know, or letting MYA know there.
Does he find any enemies? Really good driving.
Yeah, very good driving, very good control as well onto the character. And I think he's just gonna end it there.
Goes back home, it's like Monopoly, now you go to jail.
Jail indeed. I like the police car skin though. It's a safer skin if I'm not mistaken. And
yeah,
now,
the idea is actually starting out. Lord, will the final tip come through? Alpha is so far away. The rock wall is thrown up there. It just might be enough. Gunman is caught on the wrong side. LY falls free to dash away here. The car does not find it, Mr. V. And 4 of them will be dead. But Lord is still being taken by Hayabusa.
Hayabusa and Gushan, they are just ramping down into the Lord. And Lancelot will have the last taste of the Lord's blood in their favor.
I would have to say, MYA is playing this right. They know they cannot win a 5-on-5 fight.
Correct.
So therefore they try to split push. But Alpha is in a faster split push, and the minions are not in your favor.
Oh my goodness, Hayabusa coming in, slaughtering them. Tower diving is no stranger to IDNS. However, IDNS has to be careful. Over here, a trade kill comes in, more King Z and more blood coming in. Facebook will be the next to fall down onto Gushan's Godlight, and the pressure mounts on. The next turret will be harassed, will be possibly taken down if they're not careful. The Grot Wall does come to play. However, where's the follow-up? Why King Z isn't there to help out?
There's a lot of questions left to be answered here. As much as they were able to defend the mid tower that's there, they are going to change their attention back up to the top. And they're forcing MYA to split their attention to deal with Lord on the bottom side as they aggress on the top side.
And in the top side, tower or turret blown out. I think that's just GG. You can't come back from that moment already, especially with IDNS. And IDNS say hello. And Mr. V say, but unfortunately it's not going to work out. Look at the turret, it's down to the slit of health. Most likely will be taken down, and most of it will come in. Hayabusa slaying and dicing inside. Let's not go second place with Gushan.
L4 almost went in and died to that. Looks like the defense will hold, but with Lord coming in there, it will be far too late. And IDNS will take the series.
Happened with MYA.
MYA failed drag on the game to allow the late game to come through. They took such disadvantageous fights in the early game.
Overextended in areas.
Dived into 3 people, got punished for it.
Correct.
IDNS SG then looked at him and said, we will not allow you to get to the late game. 4 people tower dove him back up top.
And the questionable move, I think you know, the top lane for the mid lane. I don't understand that part. Like, yes, the tower trade does work on, but the problem is...
Are you talking about the part that Helkert was all the way in
the middle lane. But the problem is, that is your final tier turret.
Yep.
And once it destroys, Super Minions comes in.
Yeah, but the thing is, Lolita also set up such a good
great fight, in the base, right?
In the base, if Helkert was there, it could have been a reverse wipeout.
Yep.
And it could have, brought momentum back. Unfortunately, they made the decision not to be doing that, wanting to, hedge their bets and go in for another tower. MYA does lose. However, they will be now matching up against the potential winner of the next match, which is AirAsia SAIYAN and TYRANT. If AirAsia SAIYAN wins and moves forward,
then it's going to be another rematch.
Yep.
They worked well yesterday.
Correct.
Hopefully, with the extra experience today, they will learn the mistakes, patch those holes.
Correct.
And I believe they just might be able to knock AirAsia SAIYAN out completely. If that's the case.
Again, MYA? Again?
Wow.
What we saw was pretty good in the second game.
Correct.
It was solid gameplay if they are disciplined enough to stick to it.
For the third game. And I want to give credits to IDNS. They really played this in their hands. Like, it was a reminiscence of the first game. Well, a part of the fault goes through, the whole team of MYA. They play a lot of careless mistakes, a lot of reckless, questionable moves.
Reckless is the right word.
Yeah, but IDNS, they are not a team that, you do a reckless move, okay, we're just going to walk away. They capitalized on it, they conquered, they came, they saw, they conquered instantly. GGWP.
On top of it, huge props to Jason Cole.
Correct.
Their assess play was really what helped them in the longer team fights, in the smaller skirmishes that did happen.
Gentlemen, correct me if I'm wrong. First Estes? First Estes?
No, second.
I don't think it's the first one,
Okay. And you can see the first blood coming in. It was actually on the side of MYA, but MYA, they are so scattered away, they should have fought back onwards. And this is where King Z came in without this full hero kit. He's like, coming in, hello, let me join the fun, deal a bit damage, and hey, where's my escape plan?
Instead of being a werewolf, he was a kitty cat that was trying to scratch them.
But you can see...
Well, once again here, if he came in right now, he could have wiped it away. But they knew that even if the stun happened there, Helkert should have backed away, Shadow should have backed away as well. They did not have the damage. So now they guys are further feeding kills away. Here they bring down King Z again. He comes back alive, does get brought down in the top lane.
And one member Facebook just suddenly comes there. Like, what is going on?
Solos is waiting to assassinate. The silence goes through, but you are so far behind on items. You're 2 levels down. Why take such a risk?
And it's just like the first game where every single time they make a mistake, they keep on doing it and doing it and doing it again.
And talking about team fight, it doesn't feel like a team fight. It feels like, you go in first, then you die, I come in and say it. So it's like one versus team fight.
One by one,
it seems like they're a little bit out of sync. So let's hope MYA can fix it, because they will be fighting for their tournament lives.
That's right.
A little bit later today.
So this match, obviously, it was unfortunate for MYA of Malaysia. IDNS SG will be moving forward.
Congratulations to them.
To the grand finals, but we're going to be moving to lower brackets right after this, where we're going to see AirAsia SAIYAN going up against the Tyrants of Singapore. Now, before we talk about anything, we have the brackets up here. Once again, just to remind you guys, IDNS SG in the grand finals already. We'll be seeing them fight at the end of today. AirAsia SAIYAN, Tyrants. What's going to happen there? Who do you think is going to face MYA in the lower bracket finals?
Wow.
Who do you want to see?
I want to see AirAsia SAIYAN move forward for the revenge match.
Even though I said I want the Tyrants to move on, right?
And AirAsia SAIYAN, they feel like, if they convert to the Singaporean team, they feel like an IDNS, another IDNS in the making. I do
want to see another rematch. This is the time where AirAsia SAIYAN comes back, because we talked about this. AirAsia SAIYAN going to the lower brackets. Now it's going to be easier for them to climb back up.
Can they rise like a phoenix, or will they end up as coal?
Yeah, it will be devastating if they cannot make it up.
Because then they will be top 4.
Yeah.
From what was the most hyped team, the team to beat in the competition.
The best in Southeast Asia as well.
They could be the 4th team. It might be reminiscent of what MPL Indonesia was, where NXL beat out RRQ and EVOS.
I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea what to expect. But again, we're moving too forward when we talk about Asia going up against.
They need to beat out TYRANT
first.
Yes.
Exactly. So let's talk about that a little bit before we go for our break. Asia SAIYAN, TYRANT. What kind of matches are we expecting over here? What kind of games? We haven't seen them go against each other in the playoffs.
Well, not in the playoffs,
yeah.
no.
So, based on the regular season, when we saw them go against each other, how was the scores?
Right, so we saw up there, and it was a 2-0.
Okay, so I guess it doesn't look
correction, it was a 1-1.
Okay, all right, you know what? We're going to go for a very short break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about that. So, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Another match, TYRANT and Asia SAIYAN. See you later.
Baseball is my favorite sport.
You have slain an enemy.
Channel your energy. Your head. I'm a man with sad stories. You'll be dead before I take off this helmet.
Mega kill. Destroy. Our turret is under attack. Killing spree. Double kill.
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Sniper ready. Give me a target. Dead before they knew.